Whenever we make an accommodation booking, we give the customer a copy and we keep a copy for ourselves. That means we know the type of accommodation people are looking for and the average spend they're making as well. We keep records of the type of people coming through the door into the Tourist Information Centre, for example, what their nationality is, how many people are coming in every day, what the nature of their inquiry is, and that's very important for marketing purposes. We would keep records of identification for people leaving their luggage here in the left luggage facility. The Bureau de Change is obviously all recorded every day, the different transactions as well. So there is quite a lot of record keeping in the job.
Well, with every job you have to keep records, and working behind this bar it's no different. We have to keep all different types of records. Mainly, I suppose our biggest, longest records would be our stock. Also, we have to keep track of our hours. All staff has to keep track of their hours, and we would do that with timesheets. If you keep good, tidy books and very, very accurate books, you're not going to go too far wrong.
Records are a big part of my job. You need to be able to keep, data must be up to date, it must be accurate, and it must be readily available for our accounts department. I would also be involved with record keeping for the casual staff. As I mentioned earlier, I calculate and pay, I do their wages, so I calculate their pay, and we would keep a record of their invoices and their hours that they've worked and the events that they've worked for. I would keep a manual record of telephone calls that have come in, so should there be any query further down the line, there is that record there that you can fall back on.
The type of records that we would keep here would be the likes of temperature checks, where we have to record the temperature of the fridges every day and the freezers, just to make sure that they're kept a high standard. We would also, for health and safety, there's an accident book. We would record, obviously, if there's any trips or falls, which normally involve me.
The types of records that I keep are mainly in relation to training. I also keep records on environmental health reports, which I use in training to demonstrate to a franchisee the types of things that environmental health are looking for when they come into a cafe. I also keep records on customer feedback, both positive and negative, which I also use in one of my training programs called In Their Shoes.
Before any activities are started, we get our customers to sign a hazard assessment form, and we explain the dangers and risks that can be associated with any of our activities.
Records that we would keep here in my department would be, we would keep all of the function sheets and all of the notes that we would keep. For example, if we had function sheets that said a meal was going to be served at 5, we would have correction notes during the day that say that it was actually served at 5:30. We would keep all of our setup checklists for that day. We have checklists for literally everything here at the resort.
We would keep a record of guest comments. We would keep a record of any observations the guest has made. There would be a record from the night porter specifically about anything a guest may need during the course of the day, and we would do the reverse, give the night porters instructions in that regard. We would also record maintenance defects for the maintenance men, and any problems that came up in the bar or the restaurant we would record too, so that we can identify a problem and then we can fix it.
Within the events department we keep quite a lot of records, so from the beginning when the initial phone call or visit to the resort happens, we keep an inquiry form where we take all the contact details and the requirements of the conference or the wedding or the meeting. We also hold a lot of records on computer, so we use a system called Opera, where we keep all of the information again on the system, everything that we do, so room bookings, number of rooms that they require, the cost of it.
We keep records mainly in my job to do with the issuing of hire equipment or locker keys. So we would take names and record down what we give the person and when we give it to them, so we know exactly where things are.